Hi everyone, and welcome back to our Mindful Moments. Remember, we've been talking about mindfulness, and again, that's noticing my thoughts, my feelings, and what's all around me. And we started talking about the 6 mindfulness life skills. So we started talking about quieting, we moved on to seeing, and last time Mrs. Homily started talking about reframing. So reframing again is trying to take a difficult situation and finding something good in it, turning it into something that we can feel a little bit more positive about. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't be disappointed or sad or frustrated. It's just thinking about how we can find a way to shift that thought a little bit so that our sadness or our disappointed feelings don't kind of ruin our day. And so it's important to know that you can feel 2 things at once. You can feel sad and disappointed, and you can also be grateful for some other things in your life, or try to think about some good things so that you don't dwell on what's happening. So there's a couple different strategies that we can use to do that. And right now we're going to take a look and see what Dino Mike learned to do.
The alarm clock beeps and is beeping so loud. Dino Mike is startled and pops up from the sound. He jumps out of bed and clunks the top of his head. Now there's a bump on his head that's throbbing beet red.
Are you kidding me?
He's dizzy and wobbles and walks with a waddle. He steps and he toddles and slips on a bottle.
Are you kidding me?
He falls on his back and lies on the floor.
This day has gone bad. I can't take anymore.
His tail has a bump and his head has a lump. Another thump or a clunk will make him a grump. He looks at the clock because school starts at 8. One more tick or a tock and Dino Mike will be late. He rushes and brushes his big giant teeth. Water flushes and gushes and floods underneath.
Are you kidding me?
He is wetter than wet with red giant lumps. A soggy duck vest makes him feel like a grump.
Are you kidding me?
Bus driver Chubbs pulls in with the bus. Dino Mike walks up and starts to fuss.
I hate this day. Nothing's going my way. What can I do so this day goes away?
Bus driver Chubbs is the cub with nice words. He wears a wooden glove and chirps with the birds.
Good morning, my friend. You look super stressed. How did you get yourself in this mess?
I tripped and I thumped. I slipped and I clunked. I'm soaked and wet with red throbbing bumps.
I have a trick up my sleeve that makes me feel good. You just need to believe that it could and it should.
Yes, sir.
Now close your eyes and think happy thoughts. It's a magical place where you could get lost. The cost is free to this happy thought place, so think happy thoughts for your magical space.
Dino Mike shuts his eyes and takes a deep breath. He relaxes his body and lets his mind do the rest.
I see a fountain of punch and a limitless lunch and colorful candy with chocolate crunch. I see magic flowers that glow through the night. And I have superpowers with super bright lights. I see shooting stars as I fly up to Mars. Even the Martians eat chocolate bars. This place is so happy and everyone smiles. This magical space is happy for miles.
Now open your eyes and be on your way. No one simple thought can brighten your day.
Thanks, bus driver Chubbs. I no longer feel stressed. Because of your trick, I now feel my best.
He walks off the bus and whistles away, knowing one simple thought could brighten his day. This magical space is not far away. He just closes his eyes and he's on his way. From the Dino Mike series, Dino Mike is having a bad day that seems to be getting worse, and he hasn't even gotten to school yet. Luckily, the bus driver knows a magic trick for calming down and shifting from stress to happiness. With engaging characters and rhymes, Dino Mike Magical Space is a fun way for kids to learn the art of relaxation and mindfulness. Please visit us at www.dinomikebooks.com for more Dino Mike.
Dino Mike was having kind of a rough day, wasn't he? Has that ever happened to you? Maybe you wake up late, you're rushing around, you can't find your favorite shirt, you trip on the way out, and that could really make for a tough day, right? Like, we could let those things wreck our whole day, we just be grumpy and crabby about it. So Dino Mike learned a strategy called Magic Space. So when you are feeling down or feeling upset, you can think about your happy space, whatever that means for you. Maybe it's someplace with a rainbow or ice cream, all the fun things that you like, lots of flowers maybe, or maybe you're playing a sport or you're doing your favorite hobby, and you can kind of take a little mental vacation to somewhere that's magical for you and help you start to think about more positive things. And maybe you can even get to a place where you kind of laugh about how your morning went. And so we get to kind of choose, right? So reframing again isn't getting rid of those bad things that happened. Like Dino Mike still had some rough things happen. He can't make that go away, but he can shift how he looks at it. So we're going to talk about one of the mindful games activities called 3 Good Things. So this is another strategy that you can use when you find yourself feeling sad or disappointed. And the idea is that you recognize what you're feeling, and you can keep that emotion. That's okay, right? Because we can feel all kinds of emotions. But then it's kind of shifting to remember that even though things aren't going well, we always have things in our lives that we can be grateful for. So if we can get to a spot where we're thinking, man, I'm bummed about this, or I'm upset, or I'm frustrated, but I'm still grateful for, and think of 3 good things in your life. And what that's going to do is use the reframing skill. It's going to shift what your thought is to something else. And so for me, I could say, I am really upset because my ankle still hurts. I fell a year ago on a mountain in Guatemala, and it still isn't healed, and I have pain, and it's really frustrating to me. But you know what? If I take that choice and I choose to just dwell on that, and I am going to be grumpy all day, every day, and man, I'm in pain, and that's just going to lead to one complaint after another, and it's going to kind of ruin the rest of my choices and how my day goes. And that's a choice that I have. But instead, I can choose to think about 3 good things that I'm thankful for. So man, my ankle hurts real bad, but you know what? I'm grateful that I didn't get more hurt. Like, I made it home okay. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my health. And honestly, I could keep going with that, right? The sun is shining. I'm having pizza for dinner. I can keep thinking about all these good things. And it doesn't take the pain away. It doesn't make me feel better about it. But it helps shift my focus. So that's kind of what reframing is all about. So when that happens to you, maybe you spilled juice on the floor and you're really frustrated and you're upset about it and you don't have time, and maybe while you're cleaning up that juice you can think, but you know what, I am having a snack and my dog is licking my face and I love him, and the sun is shining and I'm happy, or whatever those 3 things are for you. And you'll notice that it'll just help shift your mindset a bit, and you can feel happy instead of frustrated. So remember, we have those choices, okay? And so let's just review with Noah here what we talked about today and what reframing is. So we talked about how reframing is the idea of having 2 emotions at once. So we're not getting rid of our negative thoughts, right? Like we can still feel sad and disappointed. We're shifting it, and we're going to choose to focus more on the good instead of the bad. That's kind of what reframing is all about. And so remembering that we have two choices when we're feeling upset. We can either continue to feel upset and think about all the bad things that are happening, which will then make us more sad probably and make more problems for us throughout our day. Or we get to choose to reframe that and think about some good things that are happening. And so we start to notice that, because you will find more of what you're looking for, right? So you can look for the bad or you can look for the good. And I promise, when you think of the good, you will find some. And so remember, we are talking about mindfulness. Mindfulness is noticing my thoughts, my feelings, and what's all around me. And so today we're still noticing our negative thoughts and feelings, but we're going to shift that a little bit. And so the 6 mindfulness life skills, as a recap here, we have quieting, seeing, reframing, focusing, caring, and connecting. So thanks for joining us. That wraps up reframing, and next time we will start a new mindfulness life skill. It's so great to see you all, and I hope you have a fabulous day.